Okay, and welcome to another video tour for City of Heroes. This particular tour is going to be a little bit different. This one is actually with an old character I found on one of the servers that I rolled but never started up. And it is actually kind of beneficial that I never did, because this character still dwells inside the original tutorial for Heroes. The tutorial was changed a couple of updates back when they updated the game lore to show that Galaxy City was destroyed. That is the new tutorial that you start off in when you make a new character, presuming that you want to take the tutorial, of course. And that new tutorial is for both heroes and villains. And now that all the rewards are done flashing on my screen, we can really get started moving. This, however, is the original tutorial, and it is for heroes only. The only way to access this map now would be through the Ouroboros flashback system, and you would want to access this map through a special arc they have in that area, because there's actually a defeat badge that you can get in this zone for defeating 100 targets in this zone. We'll show you those. Here's our initial contact. It's Officer Flint. Okay, let's ask about him. Okay, let's hear what he has to say here for missions. Okay, it's basically a simple courier mission, and again, it's to show us the basics of the game. So let's accept the task. The contact's just about 140 yards away. It's just a simple courier drop, as it were. And of course, Dr. Miller will have something else for us. So let's go ahead. Information booth, you can click on it. And again, this talks about the tutorial of the game, shows you the control movements. Here we have another information booth. Let's see what we have. Talks about how when you get defeated, you'll get transported to the hospitals, unless a teammate can revive you. Here's our Dr. Miller. And he's suggesting that we read the information terminal that we just looked at. So let's leave him. And we'll head on back. Yep, let's head over to the terminal. Actually, it's a mission objective. So we'll click it again. Okay. And now let's head on back to the officer. It's telling us how we can read the maps. And we have a new contact, Officer Parks. Okay, and we're done with Officer Flint, so we wish him well. And we move along. Okay. There's no map badges or history plaques in this zone, but there is a defeat badge that you can obtain. This is the only zone where you can get it. Here we are, Officer Parks. And he's going to tell us the usage of our powers here. Get a little history on him. Missions. Talk to the professor, and then to Lieutenant McCready. Okay. And the doc is standing right here. Let's see what he has to say. Ah, this is for targeting and attacking enemies. And it also shows you what enemy status is compared to you could be. There's Lieutenant McCready. We talk to him next, but first, we target a drone. Cycle through another one. And another. Okay. Lieutenant McCready. Okay. Well, we've already taken a couple shots at the drone, so... Okay. And let's go see the Officer Parks. Want me to take down 2 of the contaminated thugs. Okay. The defeat badge I mentioned is for taking out 100 of them in this tutorial zone. That badge is actually why you'd want to take the Ouroboros flashback back to this zone, because if you're a badge collector, you would want to take out 100 of those targets to earn the badge. It's called Isolator. It can only be obtained from here. Once upon a time, due to fan demand from people who didn't know about the badge and started the game off with a badge collector, they decided to set up an alternate way before Ouroboros to get the badge. It was kind of a half-baked way, to put it nicely. Basically, in the Recluse Victory PvP zone at the train station, every so often one contaminated would spawn. You take it out, you wait for the next one to appear eventually, which I think had a pretty long refresh rate, and keep doing that, and then you could eventually get Isolator. But then came the Ouroboros time warp system, and fans were much happier. Okay, so now we get a new contact. As Parks is done with us, this one's going to talk to us about enhancers. Oh, what's playing at the theater? Rise of the Council. Okay. Let's take a look at these posters here. My user, Dave. Okay. Ascension, Brass Monday. Time Gladiator. Now that is a new billboard, actually. I do not remember that being in this zone anytime I ran it in the past, before all the changes. Same with Casino Heist. Those 2 posters belong in the summer event that you can access. It's not, the summer event's not currently online, but the fact that they put them here in this tutorial is rather interesting. Huh. Okay. Fairly interesting. Let's go see our contact. There he is. Talks to us about inspirations. Talks about how we can manipulate the Windows system a bit. obviously deselecting that, I can move the inspiration tray around, or just reselect to leave it attached to my power trays. And get a little history on Sergeant Hicks. Okay. And I don't need to use the inspirations to take out these thugs. Granted, using that red one would augment my damage and my arrows would hurt more, but... Okay, that's 4 of them down. Let's go back to them. And now we get a couple of enhancements. This course tells us about the enhancers and what they can do. Okay. We'll just install a couple now, just to tweak the character a bit. Okay. And we get to go to an information tutorial to learn about the enhancers. Okay, done. Let's go back to Mr. Hicks. And it looks like he mentions now that we have a new contact by the name of Coyote. Let's go ahead and get Coyote as a contact. Okay. Coyote's gonna have a mission for us in here. We'll take care of that. Let's ask about him. Now, if memory serves here about Coyote, back when the game was first starting off in both beta and I think the first issue, there was a player by the name of Coyote, and I believe this was his exact costume. And he was exactly how he was described here. Unfortunately, the player died in real life, and as kind of a way to memorialize him, they basically made an avatar of him in here to act as a contact for new characters. Kind of cool. So let's go ahead and get the mission from him. And we'll do that. Okay. So let's go ahead here. Here we go. Alternatively, I could have used my option to automatically complete a mission, to skip this mission. But for the sake of this video, obviously we're not going to choose that route. Flower Knight, who we're supposed to rescue. She's got nothing to say, apparently, so let's go ahead and move on. And she's willing to help us in combat, so that's good. How about that? She's using bow and arrows, too. And that humming sound you're hearing is the sound of a glowy, as we call them. Let's go ahead and click the glowy, as it's one of our objectives. Okay. Anyone in here? Nope. Oops. Looks like we're being attacked. Okay. Let's head down to here. Okay, we did it. Mission accomplished, and I just leveled up. Go ahead and exit our lovely loading screens. Okay. Let's go ahead and see Mr. Coyote. There he is. Completing that mission will always raise you to level 2. If I had automatically completed it, that also would have still brought me to 2. But I would not have had the defeats from those contaminated count towards the isolator badge. Here we talk to Coyote. Here's what's funny. It wants me, as always, this old tutorial gives you the choice. Start in Atlas Park, start in Galaxy City. The problem, though, is that Galaxy City's destroyed. So, and this tutorial was replaced with the newer one, so this one was never really updated. Interesting. Let's close this window for now. And for some reason, by doing that, it somehow sent me to Galaxy City. Haha, well, what do you know? Okay. Yeah, it sent me to Galaxy City, alright. But Back Alley Brawler is not standing here like he used to be, so let's take a look at our map. It says Galaxy City. I have a hunch it put me into the echo of Galaxy City, though. There's Perez Park. Hospitals. All the vendors, everything. But no trainer. So yeah, Back Alley Brawler is not here. Okay. There's the arena building. Okay, well that was unexpected. I did not actually expect to get warped into Galaxy City because I didn't choose it. I chose to close the contact window manually. I should have just stepped away from Coyote. That until the window would have closed on its own. Interesting. Well, let's just see if for grins if we can escape this zone. actually recheck the map for a moment. Yep, even the train's not here, showing up on the map. So I have two choices. I can try Kings Row or Perez Park. Might be a bit of a hazardous trip. I'm heading through a slightly high-level section of Galaxy City on the way here, but that's okay. If it were easy, everyone could do it. Okay. Looks like we had a relatively safe journey. This tunnel is supposed to connect you directly to Kings Row, and then from there, from Kings Row, you can jump to those two cities through these tunnels. So let's see what happens. Hey, it looks like it might work. Yes, it did. So from here, I can then jump to Atlas Park and then start running the low-level missions. Okay. Well, that's good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little interesting tour of the original Outbreak tutorial for City of Heroes. And we'll still show you that isolated badge in just a moment. For now, I'm just going to set this character right here and be right back. Okay, and just to show you the badge that I was referring to from that tutorial, I switched to a character of mine that I knew I had it on. It's one of my badge hunter characters. And there it is, it's Isolator. Basically, you take down 100 of the contaminated thugs in the Outbreak tutorial zone, and you can get this badge. The only way you can get this badge now is to talk to one of the Ouroboros contacts. Here. Right there. And basically, he's like your tutorial contact for the Ouroboros zone, and one of the missions he can send you on will send you all the way back in time to the beginning, which is the tutorial. It's the only way to get this badge now. So, hope you've enjoyed this little video of the original tutorial for Heroes for City of Heroes.